Greetings from Putrajaya in Malaysia. Today is my last day in this beautiful country, Malaysia, and I am not that far away from Kuala Lumpur International Airport. And on my last day, I say, why not just explore this beautiful place called Putrajaya, which is not that far from Kuala Lumpur. It's south of Kuala Lumpur, about 22 miles away. So every time I end my trip to a country that I usually visit on slow travel terms, like long anything between 1 month to 2 months, I like to calculate how much I spent on my entire trip to determine whether I will come back and make that country a good base for slow travel, so to speak. So today is my 56th day here in Malaysia, and tomorrow will be my 57th. I am allowed to stay in Malaysia for up to 90 days because I'm traveling with the US passport, and that gives me 90-day visa free. But I don't really like to stay that long until the finish my authorized stay, because I like to keep moving. And tomorrow I am catching a flight, long haul flight, about 12-hour non-stop flight to another part of the world. I am out of South Asia officially tomorrow, and I will be pretty much in another continent. But the subject of this video is actually to share how much I spent here, and I'm gonna give the numbers in US dollars for the sake of simplicity. And in the course of this video, while I talk, in case you're not interested in what I am gonna talk about, you can explore the area. And it's a beautiful spot here. It doesn't look like it's a touristy area. As you can see, the whole park is to myself. So I'm gonna walk across this beautiful bridge that I don't know what's the name. I would just guess that it's called Putra Bridge. And that beautiful building up there is, I think, that's where the Prime Minister office is, Prime Minister of Malaysia. And that beautiful mosque is called Putra Mosque. And the whole area, the whole city is called Putrajaya, I think. So let's start with the accommodations. For my entire 58 days here, the average daily spend on accommodation comes out to be $38 US for my 57 days, I should say. And let me tell you where I stayed. I stayed in Kuala Lumpur for 30 days in a nice apartment. I found it on Airbnb for 30 days, and I spent about $1,200, and that comes out to be about $46 US, I think, around $47 US for 30 days in Kuala Lumpur. It's very, very beautiful apartment. It comes with swimming pool and gym, and it's attached to a very nice mall. And then prior to that, I stayed in a hotel that belongs to Hyatt hotel chain for 5 days, and pretty much I paid zero for 5 days because I used my Hyatt points that I get through my credit card. So those 5 days were pretty much free. And then I moved to Penang. I stayed at a luxury apartment as well in the island of Penang, and for 20 days, and I paid about 930 US dollars for 20 days. And then I came back to this area of Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya, and I booked 2 nights here and for 90 US dollars in this area. And I picked Putrajaya because it's not that far from the airport, because like I said before, I'm flying tomorrow. I'm leaving Malaysia tomorrow. And look at this big nice street right there. It really looks nice, but if I keep going this way, I walk this way, it will take me to the famous square called Putra Square. This is pretty much the bridge that you saw earlier. I am just walking on the beautiful bridge. So 57 days total, and I did the math, is about 38 US dollars per day, and those accommodations are very good. By the way, you could find way cheaper accommodations. By the way, you don't have to spend that much money. If you want to go even cheaper, you can absolutely do that. But I decided to splurge a little bit, because it's still even the expensive, even the high range of the accommodations here is still within my budget. It's actually below my budget, way below, because my budget a month is $5,000 per month. That's my budget, but that does not mean that I have to spend $5,000. Keep in mind that I am traveling to other countries as well. Some countries are expensive, some countries are cheap. So I spent about, I would say, in Malaysia for the entire month, including accommodation and food and everything, about $1,700 per month. And the food is about $300 per month. I spend about $10 per day on average on food, and those are very nice restaurants, by the way. It's not like street food, or those are actually sit-down restaurants. You go inside restaurants, air conditioned and full service. They serve you. They have waitresses and all that kind of stuff. And $10 per day, which it doesn't get better than that. And $1,700 per month, which is way below my budget. But that means if I visit another expensive country, I might spend more than $5,000. Some countries are very expensive. For example, when I visited the Faroe Islands and France and Greenland and all those expensive countries, you will be lucky if you can spend $5,000 a month. That's you will be lucky, because those countries are crazy expensive. But in Malaysia, you will actually get more value for your money. And look at this, it's very beautiful country, very clean, organized, advanced infrastructure, nice roads, very clean cars, and very safe, and modern buildings, and nice restaurants, advanced hospitals, and very nice places to visit. You will have no shortage of places to visit when you are in Malaysia, and you get more value for your money. That is in case you want to pick a country that you are willing to stay for a month or more. And usually if I go visit an expensive country, I don't stay for a month. That's too long, because it's gonna be crazy expensive. But in Malaysia, I decided to stay for over a month, and time went so fast. I don't want to leave, to be quite honest with you, but because now is in September, almost approaching late September, and the country that I want to visit is gonna be pretty cold in the winter, so I'm trying to catch the nice weather up there. that you will see in my next video. It's very far away from Malaysia. It's 12-hour non-stop flight from here. So I will let you guess, it's not in Asia. It's not in Southeast Asia. It's in a different world, different part of the world. So I'm trying to go there before the winter starts, and then I will come back in winter time. I'll come back to Southeast Asia because it's the perfect time to visit Southeast Asia during the winter. December, January, February, March, especially if you want to visit Thailand and what else? And Vietnam. The winter is the best time to visit there. But by the way, Malaysia is also a nice country, nice place to visit in August as well. It's not in August and September and July. I got here in late July and the weather is not that crazy. It doesn't rain that much. But other countries around this time, the rain is horrible, such as the Philippines and Thailand and Vietnam. Those countries are not good to visit in the summer. But Bali is also perfect weather in the summer. So I would say Bali and Malaysia might be good countries to visit in the summer. And this is exactly what I did. I was in Bali prior to Malaysia, and I noticed that Bali is actually a little bit cheaper than Malaysia. But the good thing about Malaysia is that it's modern, more advanced, and they have good transportation system. But in Bali they don't have advanced infrastructure. So just keep that in mind. And here we got to the to Burta Square right here. As you can see now, it's out of the sudden is very crowded. The part where I started my video, that place is more quiet and serene, but here is the it doesn't look like it's gonna be a good place to film because too many people. But regardless, I will just capture it. Right there is the mosque. I'm gonna go capture some footage right there. And here it is, Putra Jaya Square. Isn't that beautiful? It really is. Putra Jaya. And look at that big stretch of that beautiful street right there. So food and accommodations are very cheap. I did take a flu shot here a few days ago in Penang, a flu shot, and it cost me around 70 ringgits, and that's about 16 US dollars. Let me get away from the music. They play music right there. Okay, I am approaching that building, beautiful building, but I don't think I am allowed to film it. I don't want to get in trouble. It's a government building, so I'm just gonna focus. I'm gonna keep my focus on the mosque right there to be on the safe side. So the flu shot is about 16 US dollars, 16 US dollars, and I thought it's a little bit expensive in Malaysia. I thought that it would cost less, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe I picked the wrong clinic. I just walked in, I just picked a clinic that is close to my apartment, and I randomly picked it, and I got the flu shot. In the US, I get it for free as part of my healthcare insurance in the US, but I am not in the US now. I'm not gonna be in the US until sometime in November, and we are already approaching the flu season. I said, okay, let me get the flu shot somewhere here, and my international healthcare insurance does not cover flu shot. My insurance only covers the major events, health issues. but not for the flu shot. And also I want to mention something else. Let me see if I can walk up right there. It looks like there is no security to block visitors to go up there. Right there. You see, it's a very beautiful building. But like I said, I want to be on the safe side. Let's walk toward the mosque. I want to mention something. When people say Southeast Asia is very cheap, yes, it's cheap, but it depends on what you're gonna buy. Cheap when it comes to accommodations and food, yes, it's cheap, but it's not cheap if you want to buy real brand names for your clothes, or if you want to buy electronics such as a camera or a phone or a laptop. Pretty much any US based brand names. If you want to buy Nike, Adidas, North Face, Patagonia, Mac laptop, iPhone, they are actually cheaper in the US. So if you want to get good brand names, not fake, I mean the real ones, do your shopping in the US because they are way cheaper than anywhere in Southeast Asia. And that's due to the import fees and duty and tariffs and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna go into the details, but just keep that in mind. But if you want to buy fake stuff, such as the t-shirt that I am wearing now, it's called Patagonia, that is fake. They make clothes, and they print the logo. You will see in the North Face logo, Patagonia logo, Adidas, Nike, but that does not mean that they are real. They are actually fake, not the authentic ones. The real ones, you can go to the actual store that you will find at the shopping mall. The store of the let's say you want to buy real Patagonia, then go to Patagonia store that is located inside shopping mall. You got the idea. And you will notice that the prices are way higher than the US prices, and that's why I'm not gonna buy. I was looking for a pair of shoes here. I have a specific brand in mind that I usually get for my hiking, and I wear a special kind of shoes. I'm gonna show you. This is the one that I am wearing, and as you can see, it's already going so bad right here, but I could not find that kind of shoes here. I did find it online, but it's about $100 more expensive than the price in the US. In the US it costs about $190 US, but here in Malaysia it costs about $280. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna wait until I get to the US and buy it from there. And also the contact lenses for my eyes. Let's see what's the process here. Do I have to buy a ticket to get here or not? Yeah, it looks like I have to buy a ticket, but I don't want to go inside. I will just find a quiet place to walk and talk away from the people, so I don't get people on camera. But sometimes it's very hard to accomplish this goal. So no matter how much I try to avoid getting people on camera, I fail. Maybe I walk this way. So I was looking for eye contacts that I usually wear, the brand that I'm looking for, and they are very expensive here. Unless I pick the other local brands or other brands that I don't know and I don't want to mess up with my eyes, I like to keep using the same brand that I use.